So we've concluded that, I think, around 2019, I think. And then we launched the second stage, which was the request for proposal stage. We have proof of that, that all the 5 received the documents. And finally, out of the entire process, IGIS emerged as the best evaluated bidder.
Okay, thank you, Chair. I just wanted to qualify that first question you asked. But also, every
information, Deputy Chair. How did you attract? What method did you use to attract these international companies?
It's an open international bid, so we sent adverts, the standard PPDA guidelines. We followed them.
You know, every lucrative mistake, in quotes, has got its own stakeholders. There are people who are benefiting out of this mistake. I want to tell you, the people from UNRWA up to Ministry of Works are highly landed people, including doctors, engineers, what. To detect this mistake didn't require 5 years. That the contract expires, then we go into the second contract again with the mistakes. This was just an intentionally lucrative mistake. At the end of the day, my recommendation to the committee will be, let Uganda Revenue Authority take over the collection of these revenues. Whoever has been benefiting from it, tell them to finalize their benefits. Let them now do the last eatings. Thereafter, Uganda Revenue Authority must take over. Thank you.
Are they only eating?
Thank you, Honourable Chair. I think our people, what they are not bringing out very well, but John tried to bring it out. These people already received a loan signed agreement with instructions on what to do. It could be realized at an appropriate time, Chair, to invite the Ministry of Finance, where the negotiators of this loan, with a few people from UNRWA who are not even here, to come and explain what brought about this mess. I don't see really it is right to crucify these people. The lady tried to bring it out, and there is evidence in those documents that I've provided you. When you are my bank, a master plan and finance, you planned for me and give me to implement. Even me cannot refuse. But the Ministry of Works entered into this matter at revenue checks. These are the systems they are trying to introduce to you, which will sort out those problems. I also do agree with the Deputy Chair what is proposing, that in case there are other problems, we can resolve them at this stage without to move further. But the problems which happened behind, when you check in your documents, you may find Ministry of Finance carries about 80% of this problem which is happening, if they are there. Then my elder Honorable Anyuma, you said we should own a problem, we say how to move. It is very dangerous to own something which you not participate in. Even with the evidence my people provided in that report. If it was something these people participated in, we could have agreed. But when you dig deep and read those documents, you'll find a few individuals with a very big group of Ministry of Finance. They are the ones who made the country to enter into this. If you are saying there is a problem. So those people, this committee has powers, should bring them here, they explain. If you have realized the problem in this project, ask them, why did you let us into this problem, rather than my elder saying we own and we move. Thank you, Honourable Chair.
Thank you, Chair. One more. Is this system having traffic counters that once traffic moves in, they're enumerated in the system? Or it is just anyhow?
Chair, the system has two components. One, there are some barriers, let me call it barriers. There are steel posts. As you exit every lane, if you're observant, that is an independent traffic monitoring system. which also classifies automatically. So the ministry relies on the ITMS to check the toll revenue, to talk the revenue. Those systems are independent. So one classifies automatically, the other classifies manually. And in the documents, much as the warrant requested, we actually put the reconciliation reports for the past 5 months in the documents that we submitted on Friday.
Was there a system to verify that we only collected 195 billion shillings?
And
Because here somebody is collecting and putting in a bag, and then in the evening he will tell you, I collected 3 million shillings. Was there a verification system?
So the reconciliations are done weekly, daily, weekly, and monthly. We reconcile the payment in three ways. There is a toll system which classifies where you pay and you're given a receipt and you move on. That money is recorded in the toll system with a classification. There is an independent traffic monitoring system which classifies automatically. Those records, it is online. When you make a visit, we can actually demonstrate and show you. And then lastly, as a further check, we introduced a manual reconciliation where we go to the video footage and try to classify and check the two systems. We have, the ministry has an office at Kajansi where we employ 3 graduate engineers who actually do that on a daily.
You know, I was going to spare you till we get to number 8. But you have given us a lot of English, how you are monitoring and making sure our money is coming into the account. I will keep the rest for number 8, but this is a report by your engineer. She's sitting next to you. She has also realized there are inconsistencies in the payments, and she has even stated them here, the amounts. So at what point, because this is a report that she just did in, when was this? 2026 this year. If that system has been there since time and memory, how come you have never seen these anomalies? You keep it. When we get to number 8, you just internalize it for now.
Okay, I wanted to clarify on that report, if you may allow. I was actually the team leader of that toll revenue check, and we checked. What we wanted to do is, maybe for the records, I and the team have been managing the expressway for 1 year. We started.
So you are saying it's another person's fault?
No, it's not anybody's fault.
Okay, then you wait for number 8.
Okay.
Honorable Maj.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, I first of all want to start with a procedural issue that was raised by Honorable Waluswaka, and which in your guidance you had given 30 minutes to the gentleman. We want to be sure that he is not continuing to consume the very important information here without clear documents that permit him to be in this committee.
Okay, the lawyer from Aegis, can you present your powers of attorney? And Pinnacle.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, we have an engagement letter from Aegis SA France. And we have it in electronic copy. It's on my device. I can.
Clerk, can you get that document?
Thank you, Chair. My second comment, first of all, the submission from the Minister, if we have to fully agree with the submission from the Minister, then it would be as good as us saying that there is no reason for us to interface with this committee. But Honorable Minister, the reason that you are here with the team is because you inherited and took responsibility of the activities in those respective departments. So it would be prudent for you and the team to come here and say, when we inherited, we found anomalies A, B, C, D. And these are the actions that we took to remedy the anomalies. And in remedying those anomalies, these are the challenges that we have got, that would be a very different discussion. But when we come and we say that the challenges that we have now, we are throwing them to the past regimes without us being able to demonstrate that we have tried as a team to remedy those anomalies, it becomes a very big challenge for us, because we want to believe that the people who have responsibility now are able actually to remedy the challenges that you got in the past. So there is a point we were discussing about capacity development. I would like to understand, there are three categories, and we could put it into three perspectives. You have the people in terms of capacity development, you have the system which you're using, and then you have the processes. You have mentioned that when you inherited this, there was a contract already in place, and you did not have capacity, number one, to collect. You also said you did not have capacity in terms of the system. You also said you did not have capacity in terms of running and managing the toll. For the time that has passed, we have seen that recently you renewed the contract again to collect. For all that time, why were you not able actually to develop the capacity to collect? Why were you not able to develop the capacity to run? Why are we as a country not able to develop the capacity to come up with a system that is able to manage this? And then lastly, Chair, I think the other questions I will take to question 8. Thank you.
Honorable Alex.
Thank you, Chair. I would want to ask the, I think, Engineer Wani, because he was there in UNRWA then, whether from the word go, was the contract that was signed a vendor proposal, or it was originally a proposal from the government? Just as a starting point.
Thank you, Chair, through the Honourable Minister. Just to answer that question, this proposal was prepared by the entity. We specified our requirements for O&M operation, and that just to reconnect with the issue of capacity.
Chair, I would want, let him not say entity. Let him say government or UNRWA.
Yes,
please
UNRWA.
Don't say entity.
Okay.
Because you have to be specific.
Yes. So it was UNRWA prepared the requirements for the operation and maintenance operator, and we went through that international bidding process. But just to put a rejoinder on the issue that was asked for capacity, the issues of capacity in terms of people, systems, and processes was in 2021 when we did the first procurement to bring in
Chair,
the operator.
I would want him,
UNRWA,
he's answering me and I'm still proceeding.
I'm just rejoining.
So you will answer him later.
You first. Yeah, I think it's their lead questions. So you just answer and wait for the next.
Okay. Because okay.
Now, if they are your requirements, and you signed, you made requests for proposal, people bidded, and you got the contractor that you wanted, didn't you specify milestones for that entire project?
As presented by my colleague, the milestones were very clear. Those milestones included one-off design issues, which included the lighting and so on. There was a performance-based contract, and then there are the tolling operations, which were very clear in the contract, and how they are going to be paid and how they are going to be measured. That is very clearly articulated in the contract that was signed then.
So that means that the tolling system was also part of the request for proposal.
Exactly. Tolling system was part of it. The operator was required to develop and deploy a tolling system with the specifications that were specified in the requirements.
Now, how many years was the project supposed to take?
Now, this contract was a contract of 5 years plus 2. So the contract was effectively for 2 years with a provision for 2 years extension. So 5 plus 2.
Just set it for the record, because all these are being recorded. It was a period of 5 years, but renewable if you are satisfied.
Yes.
Performance based.
That's correct.
Now, I know UNRWA had very highly qualified human resource. And even now, Minister of Works has very highly competent human resource. For the 5-year period of construction of the road, I'm talking construction of the road, you could not provide for the training of people for the touring system, for the touring industry?
Like my colleague explained, the signed contract between UNRWA then and the Aegis had a provision to train local personnel and the
I think here we have not yet reached Aegis. Here
Yes.
we are still on the road construction.
Okay.
You have made specifications for building a road, and that road is supposed to be a toll road, must have a toll. So you have that gap, you have that period when you are still in construction. And it's that period that you are supposed to prepare for the tolling. So what happened? Because you have that period of construction of the road, and then thereafter is when you start tolling, is when the tolling system comes in. So why, and you are the same people who said you generated your requirements. So what were those requirements that you generated?
Now, I may not have the facts properly because I was not the accounting officer or I was not involved in those processes, but what I know is that the loan was signed, the construction works were completed as a different contract. And when the road was completed, the O&M operator was also procured after the process was completed. So I may not have the details as a person because I was not fully involved in those processes, but what I know, I mean what I can recall being part of the entity was that there was a Chinese company that did the construction works under that loan from China. And when the road was completed, there was a need to procure a person to do the O&M. And that's why my colleagues explained that all those contracts are included there, both for the civil works and the one for O&M. I think those records can be availed because I may not give you the factual information. I'm telling you what I would know because I was in the entity.
You know, Chair, I think it's not good for our technocrats to keep, throwing, blaming a blaming game. A blaming game we can never develop as Uganda. So it's important, Chair, that when a project is coming in, we must have things on our fingertips. We must know what we want. We must make sure everybody is involved, everybody in the entire ministry, so that each one knows what part is to play. Because now it's a road that is going to be a toll road, and it's well known, and it's being constructed for more than 3 years or 4 years, and you don't know that something is going to come ahead, and you don't prepare for it. And all these things also would be actually put in one contract, so that they are just milestones to be fulfilled as the time goes. From year 1 to year end, whatever. Even if it's for 50 years, you can make the milestones. So really, let's not behave as if Uganda is ending tomorrow. Uganda is there from now till when you are not there, even your grandchildren. So let's have a legacy. As Ugandans, what have you left behind? So we are here contemplating of a small project. What if you are given something bigger? Then we shall be in a dilemma all the time. So, Honorable Minister, it's good that you are really hands-on. I've seen you on TV everywhere. And my senior has already said, let's start afresh maybe. Let's agree that something we cannot keep on lamenting and start afresh, but be serious. Thank you, Chair.
Engineer Wani, but Honorable Chumeza and the Honorable Member, you are telling us we got a loan from the government of China, and the government of China guided us on how to pay them back by getting a private contract. No. You are making a presentation authoritatively, one as a former UNRWA staff, but now in your capacity as Minister of Works. I will ask again, are you informing us that we got a loan from the government of China, and the government of China advised us on how we should pay them back? Your microphone is off. This is just for the record because I know there are very many questions.
Honorable Chair, the Honorable Minister explained that there were negotiations.
I am not asking the Minister, I am asking you.
That there were negotiations which took place between the Minister of Finance and UNRWA and the Exim Bank of China. And it culminated into an agreement which was signed with certain conditions. So if there is anything to be interrogated, it can be interrogated based on those negotiations, those who participated in the negotiations and agreed on those terms and conditions which are contained in the financing agreements and the subsequent agreements for the O&M.
Honorable Emma.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. For the record, I'm Engineer Lukola Emmanuel. I want to take my questions to Engineer Joan. Before Joan, isn't he called Joan? Joan. Before I go there, I want just to take this opportunity to tell our brothers and sisters. Respect for our jobs. It's not like when we are given these jobs, it's a opportunity. You're given a job to have an opportunity to serve your country, to contribute, so that one day when you retire, you are proud. It's bad that every project you handle, there is a scandal. How will your kids be proud of you? Let's leave that. Engineer John, you told us that...
I think that was your analysis, not the committee's analysis.
Thank you. You told us that the Pinnacle is a subcontracted, isn't it? Is a subcontractor?
Honorable, I wish to understand your statement. In Pinnacle is not the subcontractor. Pinnacle is the operator of the expressway,
okay.
Which my boss has
Thank you. Now, I want to ask if you would avail us with the articles and memorandum of Pinnacle, because the Pinnacle, I know, is a security company, as you stated here. We want to see if they are really registered to do this job. For now, I want to remain there. I'll come back later. So if you would help us now, we need to have that so that we can know how they got this project. Yet they're a security company. Thank you.
You know why he's asking? In your presentation, you said Abu Bakr was doing maintenance of the road, Pinnacle was providing security. Now you have heard, yes, and everything is being recorded.
Okay, but you want to clarify? We can further clarify when we say security. Now, maybe for simple terms to the committee, we could have called it security, but to engineers like us, we call that highway operations and management. So it's more than security. It includes 24/7 route patrols, which are done every 6 hours and more, because they attend to over 10,000 incidents, I think in a month or per day. So that is one of the components. We also have the second component, which is incident management. That is attending to accidents, attending to roadside events, attending to help from the users. That's the second one. They also undertake customer management. When you dial the toll-free number, they are on call. They are the ones in charge of that. That was their component. As part of the security you're talking about, they also secure the toll plazas. We have 3 toll plazas, which are highly secured by Pinnacle. Maybe that is the component that is purely security, you can say that. But security in our side extends beyond security to highway operations and management.
I don't think your explanation has helped. What do you mean?
Helped me.
Because now Pinnacle is in charge of the toll. It means they have everything that the ministry didn't have. People have been providing security at the tolls, security guards. People have been receiving toll-free calls. People have been patrolling. Now they have taken over the toll. And you engineers, a whole ministry, whole government cannot do this.
Yes. And then you've also not explained to me that they are collecting. Because you told us they are collecting from the toll gate.
Yes.
And so that's why I'm asking those articles and memorandum. You see, you don't have to go buying.
Yes.
We all know these things, okay? Don't be book smart. We're also book smart.
Yes, apologies. Yeah, so they also do tolling operations. I thought I was addressing security, but yes, they do tolling operations. They collect revenue on behalf of government, but strictly supervised by the ministry as well.
And that's why I'm asking, can't you avail us with the articles and memorandum of that company so that we can see if they are qualified to carry that work?
They are here.
Yes, sir.
Can we have your articles?
Yes, Chair, and when I remember, we shall be able to send you the memorandum.
Chair, for the record, who is this gentleman?
My name is Ivan Katamba. I'm the road manager of Kampala-Entebbe Expressway under Pinnacle Security, sir.
Okay.
Through you, Chair, may I request that you give them maybe 30 minutes to avail us with that? Because we need these questions to be answered very well.
You have been given 30 minutes to provide your articles. Honorable Chimeze.
Yes, I'm Engineer Sebuga Chimeze, Member of Parliament, Budiebo County and Nakasongola District, and member of this committee. I will have 2 questions. The first one is on procurement. When you prepared the request for proposal to engage the O&M contractor, the operation and maintenance contractor, did you take care of local content, the policy to develop or include our own actors? We have seen local contractors coming in, even the Pinnacle coming in. Was it deliberate in that RFP that a local Ugandan firm would be incorporated to work alongside Aegis or another foreign firm? Number 2 is on road maintenance. In road maintenance, I know you have got very well developed service standards, like the size of potholes, the size of cracks, the size of depressions, rutting, raveling, and then the condition of the drainage system. How often do you measure these? Are you doing this on a monthly basis? Are you doing this on a quarterly basis? How often are you doing this, and what are your results? Lastly, for the benefit of this committee, I know Engineer One has been not looked at fairly well.
By who?
By some people.
Who are those people?
Not necessarily. No, I just want to throw some light. No, I just want to say something. Let me help the committee, Mr. Chairman, if you allow me.
Are you helping us or Engineer One?
No, I'm helping both sides, and it could be
Okay, let us hear.
Engineer Wani, at the inception of this project, I know he has been asked questions about the construction itself of this project. Engineer Wani was a maintenance engineer in Mbale. So he would not give us good information about construction of the expressway itself. But he will give us good answers on the procurement of the O&M contractor. I don't know whether this helps.
Let him give it to us since he says he knows.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Honorable.
Immediately he became a minister. As my colleague was saying, I saw him on TV. We who come from Masaka, take Masaka Road and use the express highway. And he gave instructions, and the contractor who was there, who had delayed there for a long time, immediately finished. So, Mr. Chairman, I want to appreciate the remarks of Honorable Byanyima. When he says the ministry should own up and we forge ahead, owning up, which didn't go well with Fred, with the Minister of Transport. Owning up means, because the Honorable Minister, you were partially there in the ministry as the Minister of State. Now you are the one in charge. These engineers were there. And Mr. Chairman, engineering is not a course read by mediocre students. They are extremely intelligent guys, these ones. So you can't win. You can't win with their B-choose, with their what, the extremely complex issue we are handling. I want to appreciate a point made by Honorable Minister that some guys in the Ministry of Finance, but in syndicate with your personnel, in syndicate, Ministry of Finance officials, in syndicate with your engineers here. Because this gentleman here, the clerk, has run through the argument. You are telling us tissues of lies. They are telling us lies, Mr. Chairman. Is she called Joan, the red over there? She is saying that it was a contractual provision to have a toll what? A corrector. It's not any winning agreement. We have it here. You'd rather say that the minister then, whom I don't remember, 2019, hello, Wesikiriza Hapa, why are you looking behind? It's not in your contract, it is here. We have it. You have said that it was in your contract, that it was a requirement, a contractual requirement. It's not anywhere. It was an internal arrangement by the Ministry of Works and Transport. Headed, is it by Honorable Byabagamba then? I don't know. 2019. I don't know who was the minister. To have a contractor, to have a road toll corrector. So please, that's why Honorable Byanyima is saying, we leave all that crap, because we can't win with you. We leave it, we forge ahead, but you should also know that now this is a different parliament. We are also a little bit awake. We are doing our oversight. So don't take us for granted. Don't take a country for granted. People are making passionate appeals. Are you happy when you move around in the country that a contract is given a road for 7, 8 years and the road never gets finished? Are you happy? There is a road from Ntinda to Kabaka's house there in Chambogo. The road has been there for years. Years, just in Kampala. And other roads in the country. So when people are making passionate appeals, are you happy, you as Ugandans? We know you are intelligent fellows. Engineering is not read by mediocre students. You are an extremely monotonously intelligent people. But don't really shake this country to its very roots.
Okay.
I'm making a passionate appeal. You read over there. I don't know your name. Joan is not a name. What is her spinster or husband's name? Joan is not a name, this is English name. I want an African name. An African name. Arinda, Madame Arinda. That's a true name. We are making a passionate appeal to you and your leadership of Honorable Mukama to really wake up to the occasion and save this country. How can a contractor be on a road for more than 6, 7 years? A road that is less than maybe 20, 30 kilometers. Banange muswaleko. We are tired.
Okay. As Honorable Fred comes in, a honorable member raised an issue regarding the lawyer representing Aegis. We have looked at your powers of attorney, and it has come to our attention because you sent us a soft copy. Members wanted to know if you are here legally representing Aegis. Being an investigation, we could have recommendations based on what you tell us, and we are challenged in court that the person who came is not a representative of ours, therefore you acted in a wrong way or misinformation. So now we have looked at your powers of attorney, and this is just a retainer to act on behalf of Aegis, and this retainer was given by Aegis to Sebalu and Lule. Is this true? Mm-hmm. Advocates, this retainer is general in nature concerning activities of UNRA, Ministry of Works, and Aegis. Yeah, you are lawyers, you like these good terms. So for today's meeting, there are no specific instructions from the Aegis to your law firm to represent them. Now give us reason as to why we should not arrest you for impersonating. You have 5 minutes.
Information, Chair. I think the specific powers that we are asking for, powers of attorney are in 2 categories. There are generic powers of attorney, there are specific powers of attorney. What we require is a specific power of attorney that is giving you the power to be in this committee, to attend and to respond to any of the questions. Chair, I beg to submit.
Honorable Saka, you ask the question so you can.
Chair, as a rejoinder, when I read through the power of attorney, my brother is bringing is for 2003, and now that 2023, and now that their contract had expired, we expected the Honourable Chair a specific power of attorney. So, Chair, I wait for your guidance on this because we don't want my brother, and I humbly request, Chair, now that he has come, he's a fellow African, instead of arresting him, Chair, I beg that maybe you'll just excuse him, he goes. Otherwise, when you invoke your rules, it may not be good for him. Thank you, Honourable Chair.
Depending on how he uses the 5 minutes. You are 2 now?
Yes, Chair. I'm a partner in the firm, so I will request that you allow me just introduce myself, if I may. My name is Nicholas Echimu. I am a senior partner in Sebalu and Lule Advocates, now called S&L. and Mr. Kalanda is a senior associate in the firm, and he works directly under me. Mr. Chair, I just wanted to say one or two things. One is that we have an engagement with Aegis. So we do represent them on matters that pertain to the project. And I believe that the questions that are being asked actually arise from the operation of the road up to this point. We had a call with them when these matters were brought to their attention, and they specifically asked us to come and represent them in the committee. As lawyers, we've never been asked to present a power of attorney to represent the client. We are always given a letter of instruction or an engagement. If this committee decides that you actually do want a particular power of attorney for the purpose of this hearing, then we'll excuse ourselves. We will ask them to.
Here?
Yes, we do.
Can we see those instructions?
We have an email actually that relates to this.
Can we see the instructions authorizing you to be here?
Yes, please. Can you send it to somebody?
Do you have them? We have so much to do.
Chair, I can see Honorable Fred scratching his head.
Now I think there are 2 minutes left. Honorable Fred, on this particular, we are going to, don't diverge this particular matter.
No. Thank you so much, Chair. Chair, I have a few submissions to make in regards to Aegis and Pinnacle. Chair, the innovation that was made in May this year from Aegis to Pinnacle.
Are you asking questions? We want to first, is it in this regard? We want to dispose of this issue.
Okay. I wanted to respond to the presentation.
Just let's finish this. You are the one going to ask next.
Okay.
Instructions. I'm waiting for instructions from the lawyers.
Chair, also, did the other one said he was a representative of Pinnacle?
Chair, we represent Aegis.
No, the third one.
Hello. Chair, I am the road manager for Pinnacle Security.
Okay.
Managing the road.
Okay.
Yes.
Can we conclude this, Council?
Thank you, Chair. Maybe part of the questions I was going to ask may help us. One, in the presentation of Engineer, I think Manya, he made it vividly clear that Pinnacle inherited everything from Aegis. And to that matter, therefore, in my wisdom, Aegis may not be at this point necessary. Because many say they have taken all the liabilities, they have taken over everything. That is one of the questions I wanted to. But when Chair, when you delve deep into Iggy's and Pinnacle. The two companies seem not to be separable. Why? At the time when Iggy's was contracted, it is the Pinnacle that took part in the recruitment of the operators, the people who are operating for Iggy's. I was delving through their website. 2, now the contract has been given to Pinnacle. There is no evidence on the website of Pinnacle for having done the management of road toll in any part of this world. Now, on what basis was Pinnacle given this project for management of the tolling on Entebbe Express Highway? What is only provided as services offered by Pinnacle in their website is integrated security management and risk management. Ministry of Works.
Thank you. To add on what Honorable is saying,
He's giving information on it.
We want you to provide the experience of Pinnacle on the toll gate business. We also want to check in that experience if they have handled the amounts, the specific contracts, to this tune of amount of money they are managing right now. Thank you. Back to you.
Thank you so much for the information. But to move further, Engineer Emma, there is no report on Pinnacle doing any management of road tolling. This is the first of its kind in Uganda, in the world. We are doing experimentation. So, Ministry of Works, you owe Ugandan a lot. Why Iggy's was given the contract? It was on the basis that there was no company in Uganda which had experience, capacity in the management of road tolling. Then, how did Pinnacle come in?
Chair.
So that is, as I head towards the finishing, Chair, we need, one, the innovation agreement that they are saying they have.
We have it already.
We have. Then 2, the due diligence report. Then the 3, the extended addendum. Then 4, the performance bond. And then the KPI report. Because on 24th of May 2027, on the 8th of May 2026, when the contract was given to Pinnacle and extended for 1 year, there was no any additional cost. No cost. And therefore, we may need these 6 documents to proceed. But otherwise, Minister, I want to say with the melancholy that Ministry of Works is doing things prospectively.
I need to be guided. The meaning of the statement.
Melancholy simply means highest degree of sadness. With the highest degree of sadness, I'm not happy with this kind of work of Ministry of Works. Why? Even when there was a transition from Rift Valley, sorry to use this as an example, to Uganda Railway Corporation, a problem of this nature is already being imminent. No handover report, no nothing. And when you ask Uganda Railway Corporation, they are blaming what? Rift Valley. Now the same thing, Ministry of Works is blaming HUNRA. Why did you accept HUNRA to be rationalized? So, as I conclude, Minister and the technical personnel of Ministry of Works, let us not put the cart before the horse. You are doing things retrospectively. Even now you are saying introducing the tolling, the digital and so on. Now, our number plates, most of us are not digital. How are you going to track? How are you going to identify? Just like you brought in Iggy's, road tolling, even before the roads were constructed, we said the time the road was being constructed, Ministry of Works could have built on its capacity to collect this revenue on behalf of the government. Okay. Showcase why this committee should not suspect collusion by the technical team with Iggy's and now Pinnacle to siphon taxpayers' money with impunity, because it has become common dubious. I beg to submit.
It's really a state of melancholy. Deputy Chair, then Honorable Zadok can also.
Chair, Pinnacle can only be exonerated if we agree with Joan that for them in engineering in the Ministry of Works, security can mean anything. You heard her saying that for them in the Ministry of Works engineering, security means anything.
Even collecting money.
Even collecting money. She's on record. She said it here. So if she can qualify that, then we can say it's okay. You said it on record that for you in the Ministry of Works engineering, security means anything.
The good thing that this session is being recorded, since it's an investigation. Whatever she said, she can't take back.
No, I don't want to rescind what I said, but I just want to clarify that I was clarifying against the claim that we said that Iggy's Pinnacle provides security services only. That's what I was trying to clarify. That it provides more than security to the toll.
Including what? Apart from security?
Operation and maintenance services.
Okay, Chair.
What Honorable Fred was talking about, that it looks like Pinnacle was the one running this from the start, because Pinnacle was providing security at the tolls. Pinnacle was the one collecting the money, even when Aegis was there. Pinnacle was the one doing patrols. Pinnacle was the one on the call center. So what did Aegis do?
So, Chair,
Honorable Chair, through the Honorable Minister, what happened is that...
The question is simple.
Yes.
What roles did Aegis do?
The roles that Aegis was doing and is currently doing more than is clearly specified in the bid that was submitted by...
Okay, we are asking you, want to understand.
So, one of the things is the patrols that they do on the road operation.
Please.
We are on Iggy's chair, but not Pinnacle.
We are still on Aegis, because for you to give Aegis a contract, Honorable Fred clearly stated, we needed a company that had the experience of a certain period. But now Aegis has come from France because it has the experience. France, because that's what they told us. Because it has the experience. But all the work is being done by a Ugandan company. So we're asking you, this company that came from France, that had a lot of experience that the ministry didn't have, what did it do?
Chair, let me explain the three parties in the contract. Aegis, Pinnacle, and Abubakar Technical Services. Aegis was doing the branding, marketing, and IT toll system support. Aegis provided the toll system that was used to
the software.
Impact. Yeah, the software, and they still give the support even up to now.
Okay, who signed the contract between government of Uganda to do and the operator? Who signed the contract?
It's Aegis Road Operations.
Aegis signed a contract.
Yes.
So Aegis should have done all these things.
Chair.
But Aegis subcontracted.
Yes.
Aegis subcontracted a security company to do 90% of the work.
Chair, it is 57%.
Okay, we want that other percent that is left.
Yeah, the other percentage is done by Abubakar Technical Services. Abubakar Technical Services, the one that does the road maintenance works. It's not Pinnacle. Pinnacle does the highway operations, which include incident management. They do the tolling operations, including collection of the revenue. And yeah, those are the main ones.
First of all, if you had signed with Aegis to run
Clarification,
that,
Chair.
to operate that road, the toll and everything, how come you even know the subcontracts it had with other companies, Ugandan companies? Because that should be Aegis's personal business.
Chair, right from the submission of the bids, one of the emphasis was put on building capacity within the country into toll operations. So Aegis, in the contract that we submitted, which you already have, under introduction, this is the Aegis Road Operations Technical Proposal. I will read it verbatim. The operation and maintenance will be performed by a dedicated company wholly owned by Aegis Road Operation. The philosophy of Aegis Road Operation is to create a local company dedicated to the project and perform all the operation and maintenance activities in-house. Under there, they presented the two subcontractors in the bid. One of them with Pinnacle, and the other is Abubakar. And in a page further, they clearly specify, this is part 3, which is the Form B subcontractors. Part of the works stock services, that is traffic and toll operations. The subcontractor that was named in the bid is Pinnacle. And then part of the works for routine maintenance, the subcontractor named here is Abubakar Technical Services.
Engineer Isaac,
yes.
Is it? Is it?
Yes.
So remember, we are just trying to understand the relationship. Now you are telling us Aegis came to do this service for us because it had experience, but it had to develop local capacity.
That's true.
Now we want to understand local capacity. Okay, we support it. If it could develop local capacity with a security company, you, an entire ministry, an entire government, why did it develop capacity with you? Yes, if you say you didn't have experience, ministry didn't have experience. We didn't have CGI, okay, sorry to use a software. Why didn't it develop capacity in the ministry?
Yeah, Honorable,
Honorable Zadok.
Honorable Chair, through the
Just a minute.
Actually, Chair, I wanted to add on that one. Because the way they are speaking, Pinnacle has been able to be on ground and learn and get experience on what to do. So my inquiry was, has the ministry also managed to improve its capacity in terms of managing that? Secondly, they talked of linking the express and so on, and we're expecting other more roads which will have road tolls. Are we going also to be bringing Aegis in a shape of Pinnacle, or you already have the capacity to do that as Ugandans? Because the way you are telling us really, it is as if in Uganda here, the engineering we are doing is not helping us.
Let's ask all the question in regards to this and we conclude.
Thank you, Chair. I came in late. I didn't know the name of the previous speaker. My name is Achiria Grace Padewanzala. I am a member of this committee and I represent the constituency of Butembe in the Jinja district. You have mentioned something interesting, that in the proposal submitted, you named the subcontractors. And the subcontractors are two.
and you are subcontracting 100%, how do you develop the capacity? 2, who is that one who made the name, the subcontractors to be named? The other issue 3, in this procurement, what remained to be the role of Aegis in the day-to-day support to Pinnacle and Baker Technical Services? Because it is now a clear indication that it was a ploy from the very start, that you knew what you were doing and what you were aiming at. In proposal writing, we need to be 100% clear that it is garbage in, garbage out. Convince this committee that there was no prior discussions and that you did it deliberately. If procurement is available, let him tell us what was his value in supporting this entity to prepare a better bid that favors the government of Uganda. Is procurement available? Okay. Thank you.
Honorable Waluswaka and Honorable Chen.
Honorable Chair, I raised a procedural issue about the English people, which I'm waiting for your ruling.
Should I give it now?
Yes, I want to have your ruling on the English before I make my submissions, Chair. Thank you.
We have looked at the email that was sent to Sebalu and their instructions from Aegis. So they are legally able to represent Aegis.
So, Honour Chair, now that they are legally, I congratulate you, especially my brother. This is what we want, and the Chair has ruled. Honour Chair, there are bad things on the road, but there are also good things. In our culture, let me start with the good things. Honour Chair, the good thing is that the road is passable and the travel time from Entebbe to here is totally reduced and the road is in good conditions. The issues of money, I know there must be a problem. But, Honour Minister, you are very good to this committee. And you said these people, what they did extending was bad. But they didn't extend. They gave another company, though the other one was a subcontractor. So, through you, Honour Minister, now that you are in charge, can we know why, even maintenance, you have a maintenance department in the Ministry of Works. Even under UNORA, you had a maintenance department. There was a director in your team who was there. Why did you even, the work of maintenance, and Chair, a road when it is newly constructed, the maintenance costs are usually low. I don't know why even maintenance, they had to contract. So, Chair, I want to say that there are good things on the road, but maybe the financial part. And that's why we come in. And Honour Minister, if the issue of security, you would talk about maybe tolling, but Minister of Works, did you write to Uganda Revenue Authority and you tell them that we want to collect money? Did they fail for you to bring another person? 2, did you write, Honour Minister, to Uganda Police on issues of security or military, and they failed you? Now that these people of you, as said, who made a mistake, they have made a mistake of 1 year. Can we know through you, Honour Chair, whether this mistake in the contracts, whether the Solicitor General cleared this new contract? May we know the advert whether it was international or local, may we get a newspaper where they were calling on bidders to come, so that we know the extension might have been okay, but we need to know how the process. If it was not done, Honourable Chair, may we know from the minister, now that he has powers, when you can maybe terminate or halt this contract, so that you write to Uganda Police IGPs in the other meeting, you can even tell him, and the PS is here, you are the one in charge, whether the maintenance department is now dead, and the URA is there. So, Honourable Chair, those are some of the few issues, but members, the road is fair, okay. The only issue is management and the legal and the money, where my brother said, I think it was a way of siphoning money. The issue of money, I'm not financially capable, but I think there is a loophole where people left, and that's where everything is passing in, and that is the interest of this committee. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Chen, lastly, then they respond. Let them first respond.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Chair. I listened to the presentation and also the report here. To me, IGIS remains the principal contractor to government of Uganda, responsible for their operations as per the terms of the contract. And if indeed there are no procedures followed to ensure that Pinnacle takes over, because under the procurement law of Uganda, the principal contractor takes responsibility, and the subcontractor cannot in any way take over the whole contract. And if the contract with IGIS is still active, I believe it would be IGIS now coming with Pinnacle to support their explanation before this committee. Unless Ministry of Works can provide us with proof that, unless they can provide with proof that a fresh process was initiated and Pinnacle took over. Chair, Waluswaka want to provide something.
Chair, the information I want to give my colleague is that when you look at the contract for the construction of the road, Engineer Wani, the other time you were director planning and design, that road, the contractor was supposed to install the tolling system in the contract, even the software in the contract. So, Honourable Minister, I don't know why they brought in English when the contract had that provision of tolling system. That's why that road is very expensive. That was part of the ingredients, putting in those barricades, the tolling system, and now they are bringing English, and they are saying they brought a software and the tolling system, which had already been paid by the Chinese contractor. So that's the information I wanted.
That one is very hot. Let him first respond.
So that one, I was giving my friend, because you have copies of the contracts. They can even avail, we are there. Thank you. That's the information, Honor, I wanted to give.
Honorable Chair, like we said, by that time I was still a station manager in Mbale. I can look at the
Chair was
records
still on
and
the floor.
confirm this.
But that one is hot. Let them first respond, then you continue.
Yes, by that time I was still a station manager in Mbale, managing Mbale station under road maintenance. I may not recollect or may not recall anything related to that contract, particular contract which was implemented.
But you participated in the design of that road.
I never participated in that because I was in maintenance directorate. There was directorate of planning and there was directorate of road maintenance, and by that time I was in the directorate of road maintenance.
Joan seems to be a Christian. Joan, you switch on your microphone. was the original contract of design of that road, did it incorporate what the honorable member, the software and what?
In the contract, since it was an express highway for tolling, because that road is not the ordinary roads of Butaleja and Mbarara.
Why are you saying, why are you including Mbarara?
Because, Chair, you know Mbarara and I know Butaleja. That's okay. For easy. So, Chair, what I was saying is that the contract, in the original design, the contractor did everything and he was paid. So, I'm shocked when they say English came and supplied software, which was done, came and the tolling, those things which were already installed. So, Chair, on that one, if they are not certain, I think, Chair, for this,
no. Before you give them time. Go on.
Chair, when the construction began, I think I was finalizing campus, so I might not be privy to the facts.
Okay, project manager. No, the project manager is there. Who supplied the software?
Chair, I did not participate in the construction. I've only
okay, who supplied the software for the record?
The current software? Or
the software that started the operation of that tool?
It is Aegis that supplied the software.
Okay, you take note of that.
Chair, to the best of my knowledge, if they bring the contract, it's unfortunate, but this committee has powers to bring people who did and the paperwork. That thing had everything. And I'm shocked to hear that because the contract, when you bring the Chinese, and I have some engineers who are there, but through you, Chair, when they bring the documents, you'll come, even the loan which they brought to Parliament, even the integrities, they will tell you, we have done this, the contractor. That's why members were complaining that this express thing is very expensive. And some of the justifications, they were saying, because you have put this, because you have put this software, we are going to put the barricades, we are going to put the technology. So, Chair, that's the information I wanted to give the committee, unless the minister and PS, they have a different issue, but that is the information I have, unless they bring evidence.
We are going to analyze the contract.
Thank you.
And since it's on record from the ministry now, that it's Aegis that supplied the software. So we shall find out who.
You may supply a software, but what about the technology itself? Because the software is like this, like an iPad, but without the software. Who did the hardware?
The hardware.
You may find that they may saying is he brought the hardware when the hardware were paid.
Project manager, who supplied the hardware?
Sir, the system was supplied comprehensively, both the hardware and the software.
By Aegis?
Yes, under the O&M contract.
You have heard. Honorable Chair, and finish and they respond to those questions.
Thank you, Chair. With the information provided, we need to justify the relationship between Aegis and Pinnacle and then government of Uganda. Otherwise, we will be meandering and not reaching logical conclusion. Thank you.
That will be our observations as we write the report. Now we are consuming information. Respond to the questions.
Honorable Chair, as Engineer One comes in to respond to the questions, as the other honorable colleagues, they have put it forward. Him and the other two elders who went, including other honorable colleagues, even him, that there are some good things done on that road. We must accept that. But the whole matter is coming up on the issue of money. And when you look at the records we have given you, there is the repayment mechanism agreement for the Kampala-Entebbe Express project, which was signed in March 14, 2012. this is where the whole problem started from. And as good citizens, we must accept there are a lot of challenges on that road. And we consider and accept to own these mistakes which I've identified. Me and my team, because we are Ugandans and we're in that ministry, we consider and accept those mistakes which are there. And we stand to be guided by this committee. Some of them had identified on how to sort them out. Like he rightly said, we should answer whether there are powers to terminate or to remove that additional 1 year, where the powers were given to them that after the 5 years, there's a condition you can give them 2 years renewable or extension, they give them 1 year. We saw those challenges. We consider and take these mistakes and accept they are there. But through your guidance, even our earlier plan we had come up with, we are going to sort them out to ensure they don't continue and even they don't come on other roads. Because I've seen even if you squeeze these committee members, they are giving you the same answers which are not even satisfactory. That's why the question they ask, they are very vital, but you almost got zero answer from Engineer Wani. So we accept these mistakes as a Minister of Works and Transport and give you total commitment that we're going to work forward to solve these challenges. They don't go on, then even they don't come up with other the toll expenses we are getting, so that we ensure there's value for money. Because right now as we speak, there are some challenges we can sort out with immediate effect. But there are others which we can solve in the longer term. So as we answer the remaining questions, that's where we are, and we're ready to work with the committee. You guide us further on the way to move, such that the good roads and the same project which came for the good purpose in the country is sorted out. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Chair, through the Honourable Minister. I'm just going to address a number of questions, and the first one is to do with the capacity to do the tolling and capacity to do the structuring. So I will address this into two layers. The first capacity we need is of our engineers at the ministry to understand this industry, to be able to structure tolling things properly. Now we will need resources to train the multidisciplinary team, which requires highway engineers, IT experts, because we are going into AI, where we are now. And that means things are going to be done better. And if we don't train these people in terms of that capacity, we are not going to deliver on this tolling system. That's level one. Level two is now the O&M aspects. Now the O&M aspects, what we thought we see from records is that the intention of the authority then was to build local capacity, because this was new industry in the country. And this capacity was going to be built through the experienced company which would come and train local Ugandans. Eventually, when this company goes back, those people would be the pool of people who understand this tolling industry, and they would be the ones to form a company or whatever it is to run this business within the country, because it was for the first time. That's why also to rejoin this response that whether the former UNRA then connived with the Pinnacle and Aegis to transition this way, that was not the intention, because like Engineer Joan explained, this thing went through a competitive process. 10 firms responded. Each firm prepared a proposal on how they were going to implement the tolling process. And in those proposals, the one that turned out to be the best proposal that was accepted to operate this tolling system happened to be Aegis. And Aegis in their proposal indicated that they were going to work with the Pinnacle. You see, number two, they were going to work with Abubakar Technical Services. And indeed, the expectation was that within the next 3 years, this local capacity and the local people who were employed by Aegis and these people should have learned how this tolling operation goes. Now, to explain the delay why we could not have an operator within the 5 years, why we went into the innovation to transfer to Pinnacle, was number one. When RAPEX happened, it happened during that time when former UNRA was preparing to advertise and have a new operator under new terms, because all of us know that the current system is not desirable. It is cash based, and we are saying cash has loopholes. we want to go into a cashless system. So when we came into Ministry of Works, when we started this department, the first thing we did was to deploy these people, understand this system, go and check how this system is working. PS guided us to work with the NITAU engagement so that we can have a robust system which will address the current challenges on the system. And that's the process we are on. So the process of developing the new TORs took longer than expected. And we were caught in the process before we could do
Engineer One, just for the record, you are telling us you went into an innovation agreement because you are caught up with the RAPEX.
No, not RAPEX. I was saying that we were caught up in the innovation. Yes, the process started, I think the process was about to start in the former UNRWA to process a procurement of a new O&M operator under new terms. And these terms would require that we have a system which incorporates cashless payments because of the current challenges which are there.
Just, I know what you're saying, but just for the record, you went into an innovation agreement because when UNRWA was going to advertise, RAPEX came in, and then you didn't have time. This is what you're saying?
Yes, this is part of the thing. And the
okay,
time was
what is innovation agreement?
The time I was saying is
what is innovation agreement?
The innovation agreement was when Aegis requested that.
What is innovation agreement?
It's changing of the employer, like we changed it from former UNRWA to Ministry of Work.
When did the contract for Aegis resume?
I think it.
Just a minute.
I think it started in 2021. I think May 2021. And
when did you sign that contract? In May 2021.
Yes.
So 5 years. When did it expire?
I think it was last year.
When did you sign the innovation agreement?
8th May.
8th May 2021. 2026. And the other agreement was expiring in May 2026. So it means they went into innovation. Innovation is like a takeover.
We wanted to find continuation.
It's like a takeover.
Yes.
So they took over Aegis when they were left with about, I would say, 12 days to expiring of the contract.
I think they have the details of the request. Those specific details, I think Joanne and I.
The contract for Aegis ended in May 2026. What I want to know, whether you are rushing, whatever, I know RAPEX happened more than over 1 year back. I want to know from the ministry and my sister, the PS, I don't want to fire you, but I'm constrained. But did you advertise to get a new service provider? I wanted to look at that advert. If you didn't, can we know who proposed Pinnacle and on which technical justifications? And Chair, may I know from the minister and our clerk, maybe the minister, who are the directors of Pinnacle? So we need to know, because sometimes we need to know who are the directors of Pinnacle.
But I think, the Chair, since someone is here saying it belongs to Pinnacle, should we be able to tell you who is his director?
Yeah, through you, because these people are on your side.
Okay, I've given them permission to explain. Who is your director?
Yeah, Chair, I'm still building. One, I want to know, the minister is very good, is conceding. Chair, I need to know the contract for Pinnacle ended in May, for Aegis ended in May, and Pinnacle came in before even the contract ended. So I need to know why. And Ingis, now that your contract had not ended, did you make a formal complaint? If not, can you reverse back the money? Because the amount we are paying you included the 12 days. 3, Chair, may I know the advert which brought the extension, an advert for the new service provider? Can we know how it came?
Answer.
And 2, if the advert was there, they can veil us with the evaluation and the tendering process, how they came to Pinnacle. Others want to thank Pinnacle for the work done. So I want to get those 3 issues. Thank you.
And project manager, Isaac, you talked about we are saving money, this is performance based. So even the 122, they didn't get all of it. We withheld some because it's performance based. The innovation agreement has a tune of 36 billion for a period of 1 year. Is this true?
Yes, that's true.
Okay. Now, if the innovation agreement has a tune of 36 billion, did the Solicitor General clear this innovation agreement?
Yes, the format was actually from the Solicitor General.
Of the innovation agreement?
Yes.
Okay. The Lady Joan, you have a very good report that states so many discrepancies, it is challenges with the previous contract. But you're now telling us you rushed because there was a RAPEX that happened even almost a year before. You know, had already gone. You already seated in the ministry. So what rush were you rushing for? Even with your own engineers highlighting in this year challenges with this contract. What kind of rush was that? Because even signing an extension was based on you being satisfied. So why are you satisfied? Regardless the rush. Just for the record, I was satisfied. Oh, we were satisfied.
Chair, we did an evaluation in accordance with the KPIs of the contract. And we have a report that was the basis of extension. The challenges that were in there were also honored, and we also had mechanisms of how we are going to mitigate them.
Can we have a copy of that report?
As they look for it here.
Kindly send it. We are going to analyze it. Don't worry. You just send it and they lay it for us on table. Engineer, you complete the rest of the questions.
Yeah, Chair, I wanted to highlight a bit on the innovation and the contract. The innovation under clause, I think 13 in the contract, the contract allows for assignment of the contract to another party. Now, under that clause is what we quoted and sought guidance from the Solicitor General. Now, the Solicitor General guided that instead of an assignment, the assignment can only be done through innovation. Now, what innovation does is that Pinnacle inherited the rights, obligations, and all risks that were attributed to Aegis from the start of the contract. So, in short, there was no advert. Pinnacle is extending as though it was Aegis. That's what the innovation agreement implies.
Chair.
Can you give us the copy of the Solicitor General's approval? We also need approvals from the Contracts Committee regarding Pinnacle.
Chair.
We'll provide that.
Chair, as the Minister lays, Chair, Honourable Minister, Chair, I beg your indulgence. Maybe you take, I want to ask Honourable Minister. Honourable Minister, that letter was signed by the Solicitor General or for Solicitor General? That letter was signed by
himself, the Solicitor General.
Okay. Now, Honourable Chair, you know, sometimes these technical officers stampeded the Solicitor General. Why was there not an advert? And they said the contract allows for subcontracting or what? Within the time, not beyond the 5 what? The 5 years. Your contract says Ingis. So Ingis is the one who got for you a contractor. In short, you are confirming what members are saying, that there is no difference between Ingis and Pinnacle. So, Chair, I want to know, does that contract of yours allow, you call it innovation, of someone beyond the contract period? It allows within the contract period, Chair.
Yes, now they extended. The first one was innovation to complete and transit a company into another company, which expired around 21st May, if the period is right. 24th. Okay, now thereafter they give a new contract now. That's how it's supposed to be, not so?
So, Chair, my question, and this one goes to Honourable Minister and Project Manager. Did you write to the accounting officer that the contract is ending, and the contract officer, the PS, did you write to the PS that the contract is ending?
Yeah, Honorable Member, we wrote to the accounting officer. We also presented to top management of the ministry.
Sorry, we go slowly. Chair, kindly. So you wrote to the accounting officer?
We did.
That the contract is ending?
When?
Chair, to give a recap, Aegis indicated that they wanted to novate that contract, I think about a year prior to when we novated. But we went through all the processes, and just like you know, the processes take a bit of time. That is why it climaxed towards the end. But the process, we can provide a detailed chronology of when the first request came in and the steps that were taken until we finally novated.
Chair, mine is not about Ingis. Ingis, they did it for us, good work. You as the ministry officials, you wrote to the accounting officer that the contract is ending, and you copied to the head of procurement. Did they respond to you that because the procurement or PPDA is what, that you go in a new innovation without advert? Did you write to the accounting officer notifying that the contract is ending, we want a new person, or you said the contract is ending but we want to exceed with this one?
Honorable Member, the contract has had an extension clause of 2 months for the O&M. For 2 years, sorry. For 2 years, 60 months, and then extendable by 2 years. Yes, the O&M. So we wrote to the accounting officer. The accounting officer subjected that request through the contracts committee, and there's a minute to that. From the contracts committee, we submitted, the ministry submitted to the Solicitor General, and the Solicitor General issued a clearance. It is when the ministry went ahead and novated the contract. The Solicitor General actually provided the copy of the novation agreement.
So, Chair, he says 2 years, but you gave 1 year?
Yes. Yeah.
At a cost that was almost twice, because the first contract was 122 billion for 5 years. This one is just 1 year at 36 billion. The first one would have been, on the conservative estimation, about 24 billion per month. But this one is 36.
Per month?
Per month. No, per year. For 1 year. A period of 1 year.
So, Chair, I think the officer should provide. And my sister here has very many files. Yes. Honour Chair, can we know the letter they wrote to the PS, and the PS what advice made, and the head of procurement, especially procurement? Because Honour Minister, some of these people, they have, my sister here has everything.
She doesn't have, we shall bring that one. We shall write
You want to see the
official.
contents of the files?
Yes, we need to see, because, Chair, somebody will write to the PS. You know, PS, they are very busy. You say, we do this, we did this, and they say handle. When they say handle, whoosh.
Now we are running out of time. Most of these questions we want in writing, the entire document. But there are issues I'm going to ask very briefly, and you give a yes or no. You have, you don't have, and we go to data analysis. Because data analysis is very important to have both parties in the same room. The Deputy Chair, then Honorable Fred.
Chair, a quick one to Engineer Isaac. Was there due diligence conducted to verify the capacity of Pinnacle? Was the due diligence conducted, and do you have a copy of that report?
Chair, the assessment.
EG is telling you that the darlings will not be enough. As a government, we needed to conduct independent due diligence.
Chair, the report that we presented, the basis of the extension, contains all those details.
Due diligence.
But if there is more, there is not a particular due diligence report, but there is a report which guided us on the basis of which we extended the contract.
Chair, through you, our
so
Vice
there's no
Chair
due diligence.
There is no due diligence.
No due diligence.
Is that what you are saying? Was there due diligence on Pinnacle?
They are not
Chair,
I see what he's saying.
Chair, this Pinnacle is a subcontractor, has been a subcontractor who has been actively participating in the O&M contract. And amongst the reports that we gave from IGIS, we had all the details of what Pinnacle was doing. So it was more or less an internal process because we knew whatever dealings were on in the current O&M.
So in short, there was no due diligence.
There is no particular due diligence report, but there is an assessment.
Okay, what we wanted was due diligence. So it is on record, there was no due diligence. Okay, thank you.
Honorable Angura.
Thank you very much, Chair. Chair, I want to thank you for the good work you're doing, but also thank the Honorable Minister for the wonderful work that you're doing and the ministry at large. I come from the accountability side, and as you appropriate, I will be waiting on the other side. But I have been incited to come when I was listening to these very big figures here. But I just want to ask a simple question. We are all here in the interest of attaining value for money where necessary, but also saving resources to help us run government and its infrastructural demands. In the 5 years when we had this wonderful pattern of ours, were there intentions by government to build its own capacity to take over? Because you can see it's like we are in a channel of donations. We are just continuing to donate. Now you can see from the 126 chair has rightly said that we have now turned to 36. So didn't we ever think of building capacity of our own in these 5 years to run these systems? And then I will just leave 1 or 2 questions with the minister, and I leave this wonderful engagement to continue. The Honorable Minister, you know that I run a border constituency which is between Tororo, Uganda and Kenya.
Are they in regard to the issue we
Yes.
are handling?
Yes, it is in regard, because now we are talking of tolling, and I'm coming to that. Yes, and it happens to be the main artery that this country has in relation to generating revenue. Here we are talking of revenue. We are now distributing the revenue generated, and that's Malaba. But my problem is the congestion there, the accessibility to the border. People are saying even if tomorrow you put you toll those roads, they are willing to pay in order to generate more revenue, but also to develop our infrastructure. How I wish you could stand your foot and convince His Excellency the President that tolling of roads across the country will support us build infrastructure, but also mobilize resources. You are now doing roads within the suburbs of Kampala. Now, those roads have been slowing traffic because of their nature. They have been slowing traffic. Now that when the roads get fine, what is going to happen to the main highway leading us to the central business district? What plans are there to access the central business district? If it is tolling, do it. Because even world over, we have tolls run by big nations. What plans? I am foreseeing there's going to be too much jam to access the CBD, because all the suburbs will push cars in 2 minutes. Someone has reached the main road. 2 minutes, someone has reached the main road. So let's look at that, such that we are able to move on and support ourselves. Finally, in the 2020, as a roads committee of Tororo, with a very wide road network, we sent a letter to your office requesting some few key roads that are linking us to other districts and are very, very...
Do you want them to respond? Let them respond. We want to go to data analysis. Okay, Honorable Fred and Alex.
Thank you, Chair. I want, as they respond, the contract of Pinnacle now. Who signed this contract extension on behalf of Pinnacle? As you respond, please you give us. Because that will give us insights into who are the directors of Pinnacle. Because we could be meandering, circumlocuting around, yet everything is rotating on the ownership of the company where the vested interest is. Then lastly, Chair, Engineer Menya mentioned here in his last presentation that Pinnacle was given an assignment. I think we have learned lawyers here. We have two distinct legal jargons here. You have innovation, you have assignments. These are completely different things, sir. With innovation, there are 4 features. 1, the new agreement. 2, all parties must agree. 3, the old deal dies. And then lastly, the duty moves. Now the duty moves from Igis to Pinnacle. And when the duty moves, Igis has no responsibility whatsoever after the takeover. Why is Igis here? If this was innovation. Again, you are circumlocuting that Pinnacle was given assignment. Sir, may you elucidate vehemently. I beg to submit.
Honorable Alex.
Thank you, Chair. I just have one more question. And that one more question is on the evaluation of that original contract with Aegis. You articulated very well that you had no capacity then to do such works of tolling industry. So I would want to know, did you solicit for external support for evaluation of the proposals, or you did it yourself, and when you were half-baked? I want to know.
You answer quickly.
On the issue of evaluation, like I said, the level of skilled personnel, the type of Joans, they were given capacity. They participated in preparing the TORs because they did benchmarking and went all over. But what we said was the next level of capacity of doing the actual toll operations. That's why there was lack of capacity.
And I think capacity is that one, is doing the actual toll operations. That's when you will understand what is within the scope of the people who have forwarded the proposals.
Chair.
No, let them respond.
Yeah, I wanted the directors, and this one should come from the PS and the minister. Yeah, the directors, because they are on the paper. Somebody can say what Swaka is the chair of the committee when the clerk and speaker knows it is the Honorable Park. So I want them to, yes, the directors
of
Pinnacle.
Pinnacle.
Yeah.
Honorable Chair, I say document here, April 2026. It is an innovation agreement between the government Republic of Uganda, represented by Ministry of Works and Transport, and Aegis Road Operations, South Africa, and the Pinnacle Security Limited. According to the records available, the designated authorized representative of Pinnacle is Moses Mariamujura Masco. It's not Vyarohanga, it is Moses Mariamujura Masco. That is the designated authorized representative of Pinnacle Security Limited. Then according to the records available here, as of May 2026, designated representative of Aegis Operations, the general manager is Ivan Katamba. That's what we have on record. I beg to lay this report to you to verify.
Honorable Fred, you look like you are itching.
The information available when you search for these companies, they are very divergent from the ones the minister has read. But for purpose of this, since it's the one who has laid, it is fine. So this creates a lacuna now, which warrants deeper investigations. Because why these things are becoming, Chair, the largest bulk of corruption is in procurement in Uganda. And why very powerful people put their hands there. And that's why when you try to investigate these things deeper, they want to crush you. I want to extend the same to marry the two with Minister, you were not there when we were interfacing with the Uganda Railway Corporations. Uganda Minister, we realized that 394 Ugandan wagons are missing. Why were they missing? Because Rift Valley Railways handed over to Uganda Railway Corporation. There is no handover report, no inventories, nothing. And a letter was written as submitted by, I think, the managing director. The Minister of Finance by then ordered that handover should take place even without handover report. And immediately on that very same day, the letter was received. So, how different is Aegis and Pinnacle from Uganda Railway Corporation and Rift Valley Railways? I beg to submit.
They're asking you, you are looking at me.
Maybe Honorable, you come again in your question. Also, the English is complicated from you. It is making people get lost. Maybe you come back on your question.
Yes, Chair.
It is a simplified.
I think I was a little bit.
He's just trying to understand
very simple.
The difference.
What I'm just bringing a similarity analysis between Aegis and Pinnacle, Uganda Railway Corporation and Rift Valley Railways. Because these are, the two are within your dockets. When we interfaced with Uganda Railway Corporation, we asked for the handover report. It wasn't there. We asked who authorized the handover without the handover report, and then the inventories.
Honorable, just ask a question in regards to this.
Yes. Now, with Pinnacle, you, Engineer Menya, talked about novation, and again talked about assignment, and yet these are two different things. So, I was asking, who warranted novation? Did the Ministry of Works warrant novation or assignment to Pinnacle? Because if it is an assignment, Aegis completely now disappears and is not responsible at all to what we are doing here. why is Igis here if it was innovation? 2, you have again said it is assignment. If it is assignment, that means Igis still retains the right to answer all the things. Then why do we have Pinnacle here? It goes back to the first question I asked. What is the difference between Igis and Pinnacle? Are the two not the same? Isn't the difference the similarity? I beg to submit.
Honorable, ask and we go to data analysis.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, out of several problems that we have experienced in the country, especially under procurement, we were forced to introduce a new form that takes us deeper to who owns the company, who are the beneficial owners of that company. If an assessment was made, can you kindly furnish the chair with the beneficial owners form, if possible, of Igis and the Pinnacle?
Okay, respond.
That one, we shall provide as requested, in addition to the earlier missing documents to the chair. We shall press for it.
Okay, we'll go to data analysis. But it's very embarrassing, Ministry of Works. You have, you construct a road, you anticipate in 5 years you are going to get about 146 billion from that road, and you give a contractor to manage it at 122 billion. The government is taking just 20 billion. Really, it is very embarrassing. But let's go to data analysis. Pinnacle, you have your data? Microphone.
I would like to ask which data, please.
Data for the toll collections.
Are you referring to the records that I submitted to you?
All the records regarding collection at the toll.
Yes.
You have it now?
Not all. Right now, no.
Kindly give the committee your collections for the month of January 2022.
Okay.
You just open the laptop and read them out.
Honorable Chair, according to what you submitted to us, this is on page 4 data from the committee, which I think it would also be out of your head, but that data needs to be analyzed. Then this book can answer from the informed consent of view, because you have given us data.
No, Ministry already gave us their data.
So this one on page 4
we're going to show you how we have compared.
How we have arrived at this.
The Ministry already gave us theirs. Now we want Pinnacle to officially give us theirs.
Okay.
The month of January 2022, what were the total collections?
According to this document that we submitted to you last week, it's 2,347,691,900.
Okay. Now, according to the information we picked from your system, when we visited you, we have 2.4 billion 81,744,000, a deficit of 134 million.
Well, I would like to verify that, sir.
Okay.
That was shared with you.
December 2023, what were your collections? We have just sampled 5 months.
The collections, according to this document, were 3,950,124,200.
We have a collection of 4,295,887,000, a deficit of 345,762,800. So your collections for November 2024? 4,212,978,581. 4 billion? 4 billion? Just repeat.
212,978,581.
Ministry of Works, according to the information you gave us for November 2024, what were the collections?
Excuse me, that is for December 2024, not November. I believe you asked for December 2024.
Okay, sorry, give us November 2024.
For November 2024, it was 3,782,319,988.
According to the information we picked from your internal auditor's laptop, there's a deficit of 407 million. Okay, December 2025, what were your collections?
You're saying December 2025?
No, I'm talking about December 2025.
Yes, it's 4,413,283,646.
Okay, now according to the information we got from your internal auditor, we have 4,736,740,000, a deficit of 323 million. Okay, those are just a sample. I wanted to bring it to your attention. Now, Ministry of Works, January 2022, how many vehicles used the express toll?
$482,641.
Okay. According to the number of vehicles we have established from the information we have, you have a deficit of 902 vehicles that are missing. Okay, let's go to, and this is because December 2023 is very clear. Your records and ours are matching. We did a sample and we realized some months actually there's no difference, it's 0%. Let's go to November 2024. How many vehicles used that express toll?
It's 800,245.
We have a deficit of 1,646. Okay. Let's go to December 2025.
924,754.
We have a deficit of 22,860 vehicles. Let's go to May 2026.
846,048.
May 2026. 846,048.
Yeah.
There's a discrepancy of 79,086 vehicles. Okay, now it takes us back to the question, what systems does the ministry entire collections and compare with what you claim to have deposited? There's still a deficit of a lot of money in billions. Now, actually you should tell us, Pinnacle, is all the money directly banked, or maybe there's another account we don't know, just to help us be sure?
Yes, Chair, all the money is banked on the account.
Okay, that's for the record. Minister of Works.
Sure, I'll answer the traffic. Sure, these are big data sets, and I would request that...
We are asking you, because you told us you will verify the exact number of vehicles, there's no problem with this system, the government of Uganda is getting all their money. Now we're asking you, you who is acting on behalf of Uganda, on behalf of Ugandans, what systems are you putting in place, or are in place already? They actually are in place. Don't tell us what is in the future.
Sure, we have...
Since 2022, what systems did you have?
We have an independent traffic monitoring system, which is fully open and accessible anytime that you can pay us a visit.
Where did you get the money to establish that independent system?
The independent traffic monitoring system was installed, was
By who?
supplied as along in the contract by Aegis.
By Aegis?
Yes.
So it is Aegis's system?
It is a system which is independent.
I am asking you as Minister of Works, in that contract, you were supposed to put measures for us to monitor the contract. Don't tell me about Aegis setting up their own monitoring system and you are relying on their system. You as Minister of Works, what systems do you have to ensure our money is banked, our money is collected, the number of cars are verified?
Chair, one is the independent traffic monitoring system,
Owned by Aegis.
which is a system supplied by Aegis but used by the ministry. That's number one.
Two, do you have technical personnel manning that system of Ministry of Works?
Chair, we have IT support.
Are they staff of Ministry of Works?
Yes.
Working with Aegis?
Not working with Aegis.
They go there to just check on the system.
Chair, we access that system even remotely. Even in this room, if you wanted to see what's happening at the toll plazas, the IT person can log in and see what is happening on the toll plazas.
Okay. If you had been monitoring, when the lady next to you did an investigation, you should have picked, because from her report she has also realized that there are cars going through and are not paying. She has further established that there is money that is not being remitted. If you are owning that system or in charge of supervision of that system, where have you been all this time?
Sorry, Chair, I would like to clarify that there are two systems. There is a tolling system, which is actually the one that operationalizes tolling. There is the independent traffic and revenue monitoring system, which is managed by the Ministry of Works and Transport. Now, that report...
Supplied by Aegis.
Understood. That report that you are privy to was instructed by, of course, our PS to check the tolling system, not the independent traffic monitoring system.
You see, it's
when,
interlinked.
Yes.
If I can know the number of vehicles, I will know the amount of money.
Yes.
So you don't say they are different. Now I want you to tell us what you have been doing.
Okay. As part of the measures from the contract, which are already prescribed in the contract, every amount that is discrepancy between the tolling system and the independent traffic monitoring system is recovered from Aegis. We have actually given Aegis a demand note before of about 80 million, which we recovered from Aegis. And moving forward, after we gave them that demand note, Aegis put up stronger financial controls to ensure that the money collected is recovered, they self-report themselves whenever there's a misclassification. That report clearly indicated that the transactions recorded from the tolling system were equivalent to the video footage. But it also explained that there were some discrepancies, largely from misclassifications. And there is proof that when a misclassification is identified, Aegis banks that money. If you check the statements, there are indications of when Aegis has banked money from misclassifications. So the ministry has put in place stringent controls with regards to toll revenue management.
You see, Joan, Engineer Joan, we want to know, because for us we have the bank statements already, but we want to know from your side. You are the one supposed to protect us. You are the one supposed to represent us. What system do you have in place to ensure all our money is deposited? You said you are monitoring and everything, but now it has come to our attention, you rely on their data from the software and systems, internal, you call it internal monitoring system that they set up. We want to know, you as a ministry independently, because who audits the company that is collecting for us? You are engineers. Who audits the company?
Chair, I don't know if I got you right.
Who audits?
Aegis?
Aegis. Whatever I want to call it, Aegis or Pinnacle. Who audits them?
Pinnacle has their own internal audit systems.
And we are aware.
However,
because, from your side, it is simple.
Chair,
Who
recently,
audits? Don't tell us recently. This has been since 2022. Who has been auditing these companies? Because they are collecting money on our behalf.
I don't know if I got you right, but
Okay, let me phrase it this way. We know they have a private auditor. Is KPMG, if I read their bank's audited books of accounts very well, but that's their private arrangement. Now you as Uganda, who is auditing on our behalf?
on behalf of government, recently we had Auditor General.
Recently, because the Auditor General last audited in 2023.
Chair, it is Auditor General audited us this year.
This year?
Yes.
He audits per year?
Auditor General undertook a systems audit on the Kampala-Entebbe Expressway, which was a comprehensive audit. We had an exit meeting about a month ago.
Has that report been published?
I am not sure, but not yet published.
So the Auditor General has just audited.
They audited.
Now, since 2022, who was auditing them?
They audited an entire period from the beginning of the tolling operations to the date they came.
Okay. Yeah. If at all he has come in and he has audited now, of which a report has not yet come out, you as Minister of Work since 2022 when you issued these contracts, who has been auditing them to make sure the money through that period you have even renewed, meaning you are satisfied, but you actually don't have an audited report to prove that our money has been going to the bank? Because even the report you are referring to is not yet out. We don't have it. We have not seen it.
Honorable Chair, like the Minister said, that indeed when RAPEX happened and we transitioned, we accept that we inherited some challenges and we are ready to be guided.
But that is no, don't insult our intelligence. That is the project manager. He has been saying this is a very good project, they are banking for us our money. So we are asking him on behalf of Uganda.
Chair, I have, like I said earlier, I've been project manager since May last year.
So there is someone else.
Within that year, I actually triggered the report that you have, the 30-day revenue check.
Why? Did you suspect anything?
No, I wanted to be sure of what I'm managing as a person. I wanted to be sure of what I'm managing because this is revenue that is involved. There's traffic and all that. So I wanted to be sure of what is managing. So we sanctioned that, which we would term an internal audit on our side. We went and did a 30-day parallel check on the system, match for match, and the findings are in that report. As you see them in there, we were as honest as possible because we wanted to make improvements.
So you are telling us the mistakes of the past were done by someone else?
Yeah, I don't want to put blame. But on my side, when I came in as a contract manager, it was just my own initiative that I needed to know what I'm managing, and that's why we did that revenue check.
You were there when they renewed this contract, were you not?
Yes, I was.
And you didn't bother to look for an audited report? You just approved. You said these people are very good, let's renew.
So we did an evaluation.
I don't want evaluation because for us to know our money has been banked, there must be an audited report. So you just renewed based on, okay, the road, the toll is working.
So after the revenue check that we undertook, which results you have with you, you will notice that the discrepancy which is there is misclassification, which is a system challenge. However, the number of records that are recorded in there are equivalent to what we counted. So the system challenges, as were guided by the Honorable Minister, are things that we are going to improve going forward. But on my side, as the contract manager, from the 30-day check that I undertook, I was satisfied that what we found within that month was actually equivalent.
Who gave you the data you used to evaluate? Where did you get this data?
We had access to the system on a daily. We were there present, working alongside Aegis for 30 days within the toll booth and
I want to bring it to your attention that we also went and had access to that system, but this time from the internal audit, and with the help of CID and in the company of some members, we also retrieved data, which I believe is more or less true, because this is from their internal audit, and it's totally different from what you have. Instead, what you have is the same as what they have submitted. Totally different from what we got from their internal auditor's laptop. Deputy Chair,
now that
Chair,
is oh sorry.
Like my colleague said before, that expressway itself is a very fantastic innovation. But the problem is just this issue of money. Chair, I want to tell you what's happening in the Democratic Republic of Congo. They will just say, for instance, Engineer Tio, you are going to collect first taxes in the entire West Nile. And it will be up to me to disclose to them how much I have collected. And the moment I say I've collected 30 billion, everyone kneels down and starts clapping. And they salute me without any controls on the audit. I still maintain my position at the beginning that every lucrative mistake has got its stakeholders. There are people benefiting from this project. How long is the current contract of Pinnacle remaining? About 10 months?
Yeah.
I think one of the worst mistakes in Uganda will be that in the next 10 months, we've not developed our own capacity, or we have not handed over the collection of this revenue to a competent entity like Uganda Revenue Authority. That will be the worst mistake we shall have made as a country. Thank you, Chair.
Honorable Maju.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Before I'd requested for the articles and memorandum of association of Pinnacle, I've been going through them. And in those articles, there's no article that allows you to collect money from the toll gate. That is corruption, number one. The procurement team, I want to see the faces of procurement team if they're here. They are not here because they are corrupt.
Honorable, that's your conclusion.
Number two.
Hours will be made.
Number two. I will ask for the experience of Pinnacle, because that's the basis of getting the project. So that means you did not meet the criteria. That tells us, I want to borrow the words of my other honorable colleagues, that this is a deal. So it seems this deal is a deal of people of Ministry of Works and Transport. So that's why you also extended this project when the Pinnacle did not, perform well in the last years. It's because you wanted your deal to continue. So we have now known that through your chair, if procurement was here, I would have asked that they write us a statement as to why they gave a contract to a company that did not even have experience. That even in the articles of memorandum, in their own articles of memorandum, did not have this specific bit of collection of money from the toll gate. Thank you.
Honorable Maju, then Honorable Fred.
Thank you, Chair. Chair, for the time that we have spent here, I think I first of all want to categorically state that from my perspective, we are not getting satisfactory responses, and I think that speaks a lot to the kind of inquiry that we are doing. But Chair, since we are looking at the system, I have two critical questions. Number one, when you look at the contract with Aegis in 2021, there was a specific requirement for Aegis to actually give this country an automatic vehicle classifier. That is part of the things that they were supposed to do in the contract. They were also supposed to provide an overload control system, and they were also supposed to provide road safety attenuators. If you look at the contract, those items were valued at about 1.6 billion Uganda shillings. I can confirm confidently that these systems were not procured or they were not implemented as per the contract. So I'm just curious to know why these deliverables for all that period of time have actually remained unimplemented, and there is no one who is raising a red flag, or if the red flag is being raised, no one is actually following to see that we resolve this. Or they have been warned. It could be true. But I would also like to know, are there any sanctions that we have given to Aegis or Pinnacle for breach of contract? Because this is loss to the people of Uganda. Chair, Joanne spoke about two systems. She talked about the toll. She talked about the tolling system and then the traffic